games of the Ninja A-League season. Melbourne City trying to make history with the all-time undefeated record up against an Adelaide United side that knows a win today will make it a legitimate three-way title race in the road to the close of the home and away season. A welcome break from summery conditions, cool and rainy. There are the two coaches, Michael Matriciani and Adrian Stenter, exchanging pleasantries before this duel of two of the top performers. Melbourne City are trying to break. They are currently in a four-way tie at 18 games undefeated. If they avoid defeat today, it'll be 19 and the all-time record. And the players, as you can see, making their way out onto the pitch at Control Cyber Pitch in Melbourne's southeastern suburbs. There was a guard of honour planned by the City of Casey Can-Do football program as part of the A-League's Pride Round celebration. I think the weather may have had a say in a few of those people taking refuge under the stand. And Captain Rebecca Stott also wearing the Pride Captain's armband for Melbourne City today. So let's take a look at how the teams line up. Melbourne City last played in a 1-1 draw with Canterbury United 2 weekends ago. They make two changes to the starting 11. Holly McNamara and Tyler J. Vlanich were both rested after coming back from international duty. They are both restored to the starters. Carly Rossbacken and Briley Henry moved to the bench. No spot in the matchday squad for Amelia Murray or Canadian import Catherine Harvey. And there is Holly McNamara. Her comeback from a third ACL was really ignited by a goal away in Adelaide at Coopers Stadium back in December. She has since scored another 6, taking her season tally up to 7. It's been a stunning return, not a surprise though, and a return to the Matildas fold as well. Let's take a look at the Adelaide United team. 1-0 winners against the Central Coast Mariners last weekend, and just one change to the lineup for this one. Nanako Sasaki is preferred in midfield to Sarah Morgan, who moves to the bench, while long-term injured Izzy Hodgson has overcome a foot injury to join the substitutes at the expense of Chrissy Panagaris. And namesake of Holly McNamara is Matilda McNamara, also a capped international for the Australian team herself, and she's at the heart of an Adelaide United defence that has the third best record in terms of fewest goals conceded. Only two teams are better, Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory. No surprise, they are the three teams that, for now, are battling for top spot on the table. There is Michael Matriciani, yet to taste defeat in 21 games in charge of Melbourne City. His priorities will turn to the AFC Women's Champions League next weekend with the visit of Taichung Blue Whale to Amy Park. Today, though, it's all about the Ninja A-League all-time unbeaten record. Today's referee is Izzy Cooper, with assistants Joanna Chiraktis and Janelle Samet, and the fourth official is Caitlin Williams. And Adrian Stenter will be hoping to mastermind just the second Adelaide United win against Melbourne City. City leads the head-to-head, 8 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. But to Adelaide's credit, all 4 of those draws have come away in Melbourne. So they are good travellers in this fixture. The only thing that's evaded them is a win. Chelsea Dorber is one of a multi-pronged Adelaide forward line that has been able to fire them into a great position this season. Melbourne City, though, are a very good home side, as you can see there. They've only drawn twice at home, and a draw would still be a good result for Adelaide, but the difference between second and third is monumental. Third gets you a sudden death final. Second gets you clean passage to the semi-finals and 2 legs. So very much a double chance if you can finish in the top 2. Holly McNamara and Emily Condon enjoying a laugh before things turn a little bit more hostile. It's a vital game in the Ninja A-League. Can Adelaide deny Melbourne City the all-time undefeated record at the final hurdle? As they kick things off, attacking the right of your screens at Control Cyber Pitch in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne on what is a rainy afternoon. And that will be of great relief to the players who have sweated it out through the summer months. Adelaide United's only previous visit to this venue, they were able to get a 1-1 draw. So they would have some confidence that they know how to play the location. It can be windy at times, And Melbourne City, the fear factor really comes from the team that they put out on the pitch more so than the venue or the atmosphere that they create. They'll be hoping to build that over time, of course. And we see an early touch here for Tyler J. Vlanic, the Australian-born Serbian international who's been restored to the starting 11 today, and Adelaide's turn now to get a feel of the ball. All the way back to Claudia Jenkins, who shocked the football community by declaring her allegiances to New Zealand during the week. Through her father's citizenship, she will now be joining the Football Ferns at their next international break. Speaking of Football Ferns, Rebecca Stott, the Melbourne City centre-back. And here is Vlanic now playing the ball to Leah Davidson. Melbourne City happy to reset at the centre of defence with Stott. And from right back, Alexia Apostolakis plays a pass, and the first foul of the game goes against Matilda McNamara. Apostolakis to take the restart here. 2 goals this season from right back.
Let's go, Husey! Go!
That's Michael Matriciani encouraging the midfield to press, Laura Hughes in particular. Speckmeyer lent into a header, but Sasaki will clear the ball for Adelaide. Emily Hodgson. Pass intercepted by Stott. Stott now roaming into midfield. 1-2 with Holly McNamara. And now Lourdes Bosch. An underlapping run coming here from Laura Hughes. Both teams think it's their ball, but it will be the first corner of the game. Matilda McNamara can protest, but corner kick coming up for Melbourne City. It may be wet, but as you can see from the flags, there's not strong wind around. If anything, it is favouring the end that Melbourne City are attacking in this first half. And the left-footed TJ Vlanic has gone across the pitch from left back over to the right corner. It's just patting down the corner area here in order to swing in the first corner kick of the game. Adelaide definitely with a height advantage. Can they make that count defending at this set piece? Well, the ball lands on the roof of the net, so a moot point. Claudia Jenkins, the goalkeeper, happy to see it harmlessly out of play in the end. And another look there is maybe the wind, I've underrated it there, its effect on that corner from Vlanic. Adelaide starting with a short goal kick, so the ball is live at the feet of Jenkins. Hooks the pass into midfield. Erin Healy, first touch of the ball, up against Taylor Otto today, Battle of Americans. Lucia Leon, throw down the line for Emily Condon. Back to Leon. Condon again the target from the throw-in. Has helped this time in Healy. However, the sideline loomed large. Healy, who scored 6 goals this season, including against Western United, but hasn't been able to break through against either of the other 2 Melbourne-based teams. Condon trying to work her way out of a 1-on-2, but the numbers almost prevailed for City. It's a real scrap for possession, as you can see. Up close between Speckmeyer and Leon. Condon. Now Dylan Holmes. Leah Davidson got a body in the way. It's really willing at the moment, and now into open space. This is where Holly McNamara can go to work. Up against Ella Tonkin. McNamara breaking into the box. And then the byline loomed large and got in the way. Ella Tonkin concedes a corner in the end. I think McNamara perhaps would have preferred to get a cross in, though. Right there, perhaps the left foot wasn't quite ready to swing through the ball. But a set piece is still Melbourne City's reward. And as you can see here from the left-hand side, it's going to be the right-footed Alexia Apostolakis to take the corner kick. Apostolakis' corner, a bit of a drifter, and Speckmeyer was the target, may have got the only touch of the ball. And even though Speckmeyer is trying to convince the referee it touched an Adelaide defender, not to be for the American-born Venezuelan striker. It is noticeable that Adelaide do have quite a height advantage in this team, so attacking set pieces down the other end will be one to watch. But right now, getting out of their defence is priority number one. Speckmeyer is going to follow up here. McNamara buzzing around. Tried to recycle the ball, but it was a blind pass, and Sasaki picks it off. Otto, the centre-back, jumping in right at the edge of the attacking third. And Davidson can't find a gap. Otto confronted by Dorber. And back pass to Milena Mires here. The Spanish goalkeeper, who's kept 5 clean sheets this season. She returns to her line. Adelaide have a throw in. Yet to really get anything going and attack the visiting team. And again, their attempts to advance are foiled. Bit of shirt grabbing going on, and Leah Davidson wins a free kick. Emily Condon giving the foul away. Can't really argue there. The shirt was being lifted up. Apostolakis to Bosch. It's a great run from Laura Hughes. Looks at the options in the middle. Adelaide players scrambling back in defence. Bosch looks to build the attack. Pass squirts into the penalty area and cleared to the safety of the line by Ella Tonkin. Not looking to get too fancy, just happy to concede a throw in. Challenge right at the edge of the box, and the question is, was this inside the area or not? Lourdes Bosch was floored. Well, Izzy Cooper has made the call that it's outside the penalty area, and Matilda McNamara has conceded a couple of fouls so far, and it's quite literally a line ball call. I wonder if the assistant referee on the outer side, Janelle Samet, might have a say in this, or if the referee in the middle is deciding that her decision is final. It is a free kick outside the box. And they're not going to relitigate the decision. There's no VAR, of course, in the Ninja A-League. So I think in the men's A-League, we might be taking another look at that. But Melbourne City will have to satisfy themselves with this free kick opportunity. Vlanic, the left-footed option. Apostolakis is there for company, you'd imagine. TJ Vlanic in her second Melbourne City stint hasn't scored for Melbourne City since January 2018. Can she strike true here? Adelaide have packed the defensive wall. Vlanic parried, and it sits up on the line to be swept in by McNamara. Melbourne City take the lead. And Holly McNamara has scored home and away against Adelaide. Vlanic's free kick proved too hot to handle. And a parry that landed on the goal line. It could have been raffled between any one of 3. And it's the right foot of McNamara seemingly sweeping through the ball. Bosch was trying to claim a piece of it. Here's another look. Was it Bosch? Was it McNamara? Well, for now, it looks like it's McNamara with the goal. We're going to have to get the forensic analysts out to see who got the final touch. Even Vlanic's free kick, which was parried right on the line, very nearly went in. And so Adelaide have the gauntlet thrown down to them. 10 minutes, Melbourne City largely on top. Adelaide looking for really their first attacking foray of the game. Leon, the instant reply could be on here. Condon surrounded by City blue shirts. and is able to at least find a teammate outside the penalty area. The ball's out for a corner. Adelaide's first of the game, and we've talked about their height. They've got a set-piece opportunity here. So a corner kick for Adelaide, having just fallen behind. Can Condon put it on the money? Emily Condon. First head McNamara. Dorber at the line. It's cleared away. Apostolakis. So a nervous corner defence, but Melbourne City clear their lines. Holmes. Hodgson. Sasaki. Long ball looking for Leon, and the header breaks kindly for Mirez, the goalkeeper. But Adelaide have shown what's possible, and Melbourne City are on notice not to give away corners, not to give away free kicks around the penalty area. Jenkins outside the penalty area, the goalkeeper. Possession coughed up. Hughes dives into a header. Davidson. And now McNamara. The shot kept rising. Broke very kindly for Melbourne City there. If they can establish a 2-goal buffer, it will be hard to come back. So Bosch, McNamara, I'm pretty sure it's Holly Mack who gets that touch, and she calls in Bosch to say, hey, well done. We were all there on the scene. And Jenkins will be so disappointed that it wasn't a firmer hand to strike that Vlanich free kick away. And instead it's sat up to be knocked in at close range. Davidson, City looming again at the edge of the box. Bosch. Otto, Hughes. It's a slow-moving pass on the wet surface that has absorbed the latest, we've been told, 12 millimetres of rain today down in Cranbourne. But the pitch is playing pretty well considering. It is just holding up ever so slightly on some of the passes that aren't firmly hit, though. Zoe Tolland clears the ball straight back from whence it came. McNamara, little glancing touch. Speckmeyer. Cut back, McNamara, legged, and the referee waves it away. Follow-up shot from McKenna, blocked immediately. City still on the attack. And the ball deflects away. Well, they've had two fairly legitimate penalty shouts, Melbourne City. Sasaki came in, maybe got just enough of the ball. Holly McNamara was pleading, but the moment again has passed. It was a moot point last time for Melbourne City. They did score from the resulting free kick with the penalty shout they did have earlier in the game. Now a long ball. Healy is going to chase Otto, and Otto very calmly rolls it back to Milena Mirez. And Mirez with the first-time clearance. Sasaki leans into the header. Hughes. Back to Stott. Attempted through ball here. Apostolakis. trying to steer away from Adelaide's midfield. Back to Otto. Mirez. Long ball was hoping for Speckmeyer, but Tolland wins the header. Sasaki under hit pass. Speckmeyer comes in and takes possession. Davidson. Bosch. Bosch able to run at the Adelaide defence. Into the box, it's Bosch, and batted down and then held at the second time of asking from Jenkins. Melbourne City continue to threaten. You see here, McNamara got to be careful just reaching out, hopefully rather than with purpose in the tackle there, but Bosch was able to weave away, fired the shot regardless. There's possession so far, shaded by Melbourne City. Adelaide just trying to get a foothold in this game. Of course, they bring in an 11-game undefeated streak of their own. And A-League statistician Andy Howe sharing before the match that Melbourne City on an 18-game undefeated run, Adelaide on an 11-game undefeated run. It is the first time that two unbeaten streaks of this length have squared off in a game. Here is Bosch. Hodgson back to Sasaki. Sasaki, long diagonal ball. Leon is running a little wide. And that ended up sitting kindly for Mirez, who with a quick throw has City away in the blink of an eye. And Speckmeyer was trying to flash from one end of the pitch to the other, but the pass a little overhit down to Jenkins. You can see the players are relishing a cool day to try and keep the tempo as high as they possibly can. Stott's long ball, Tolland playing it back to Jenkins. McNamara in the vicinity. Overhit pass, and McNamara gives herself up offside, and the referee is going to blow the whistle, I think, for offside regardless whether Holly McNamara was making a play at it or not. Plays coming back here. It looks as though it's going to be a Melbourne City ball for something before that pass was played forward. Maybe late contact. So a free kick from long range. Well, on a slippery day, you might suggest this is too far for a direct shot, but if TJ Vlanich can strike this right, one bounce could cause a lot of worry. Here comes the free kick, and it does bounce and skim, but of no great danger to the net, being defended by Claudia Jenkins.
Yes, Becky! Yes, Becky! Nice, Becky! Hurry up.
Back pass a little dangerous. Dorber takes over. First time ball in the blink of an eye. Healy is in against Stott. And Stott with a great one-on-one tackle. Able to dispossess Healy. And as dangerous as Adelaide have looked in the game from open play, Hodgson trying to keep the attack going. Not many numbers committed forward though for Adelaide. A block here by Leon. Dorber can't find Leon. Another block. Melbourne City, their own worst enemy. The ball ends up in the gloves of the goalkeeper, very much by accident rather than by design. And now now Dorber just sprints it. Elena Mirez making her play the pass quickly. Tolland. Leon. Ball bounced up into her face, but she's able to recover possession here. And a nutmeg on Speckmeyer. Speckmeyer refusing to be passed, though. Melbourne City's last 5 results, 3 wins, 2 draws. Most recently drawing away in Canberra. And, of course, Cyclone last week meant that their trip to Brisbane for what originally was going to be their attempt to break the all-time unbeaten record was postponed. That game will now take place on the 26th of March. Long-range free kick here for Adelaide. Dylan Holmes is the only player to have ever scored a match-winning goal for Adelaide United against Melbourne City all the way back in 2021. Here comes the set piece. Holmes goes for distance. It lands at the edge of the box. It's going to run on. And Hughes will not take any risks and clear. Adelaide have an attacking half throw in. Healy in a tangle of legs against Bosch. And Bosch prevails and wins a foul for her trouble. Mirez calling for the midfield to come short. You see the foul count there, skewed one way at present. About a quarter of the way through today's action. Melbourne City enjoying the lead. Adelaide have now got a few chances to give them confidence that they can mount a comeback. Hodgson, last touch off Apostolakis, another corner kick. Another chance for Adelaide United to set up and look for one of their targets. Chelsea Dorber's one and only goal against Melbourne City did come from a corner kick at Amy Park back in December 2021. So she's going to go and plant herself in the 6-yard box here. Emily Condon to take the corner. It's going to hang up at the near post. Healy flick header off the midriff of Tonkin and sitting up kindly to be punted away. Broken play though. Can Adelaide find a second ball into the box? Leon trying to step around the ball. Adelaide bench was convinced there was a foul, not to be. And now Tolland with an improvised clearance. Leon trying to make it work. Speckmeyer's header. Holmes taking on Davidson. And Holmes eventually fouled by McKenna. Letitia McKenna just getting a warning from Izzy Cooper, the referee. No thoughts of reaching for the cards just yet. You can see Holmes probably was fouled there by Davidson and then got a tap on the ankles for her trouble. Now she's back up and on the ball here. Healy.
Just get in the zone now for now. Just get in the zone for now. Get in the zone for now. DJ, swap it as soon as you can.
That's Michael Matriciani. Got to decipher. What does he mean when he says, get in the zone for now? No doubt something to do with the defensive organisation. Vlanich is going to prevail with the ball here. Davidson. McKenna. Back to Vlanich. Left-footed drive, but no City attackers anywhere near the ball. Matilda McNamara turns and plays it back to Jenkins. And Jenkins not taking any risks. Happy to just drive the ball out for a throw-in.
So if we're keeping that, then we're zoning. Otherwise, there needs a push on. Expecting to go.
McNamara back to goal edge of the box. Speckmeyer. Stott trusting the goalkeeper outside the area. Mires with that back pass. Now Apostolakis. City trying to play through the Adelaide press. Condon can't affect the ball as it goes on to Hughes. McNamara, and eventually dispossessed by her namesake, Matilda McNamara. And the ball back to Jenkins. City were working through the gears there, though. You could see the pace of play picking up. And here's Stott, now to Bosch, with space to run. Lourdes Bosch bearing down on goal, plays it through to McNamara, and that is City football at its finest. 2-0 Melbourne City. Holly McNamara finishes at close range, and Lourdes Bosch, you cannot let her build momentum like that. And it was a brilliant assist. Full pelt sprint outside of the foot pass, and then the close range finish from McNamara. Courageous, sliding in against the oncoming keeper, but ultimately got to the ball first and able to redirect it into the net. Holly McNamara makes it 2-0 for Melbourne City. And pens are poised over the record books. That's a very clever play on words. Lourdes Bosch picks up yet another assist. A little cross and prayer to the heavens. And for now, the fourth official has told us from the ground that Lourdes Bosch is also being credited with the opening goal of the game. So watch this space. But, we have been told that from venue, and the fourth official specifically, that it's Bosch for now who's been credited with the opener, and Holly McNamara. No doubt about the second goal of the game. Adelaide find themselves in a bit of a hole here. It's not like they haven't created chances in this game, Adelaide United. It's just Melbourne City have a very devastating team when they get into goal-scoring positions. And they're looking for more right here. Vlanic, that pop-up header is going to bounce out for a goal kick. So short goal kick from Adelaide. Speckmeyer is advancing right into the box, but Zoe Tolland now is going to go for distance, almost to the halfway line. Taylor Otto has definitely set herself for the task of marking Erin Healy today. City have the ball. McNamara, little knock to the ankle, but Speckmeyer takes possession, and the shot's across the face. It's going to stay in though. Bosch keeps the attack alive and tries to nutmeg Tonkin, but Tonkin had help in the form of Hodgson. And now the ball is moved on by Dorber. Healy. Dorber's a lone hand up top and had the entire City defence to deal with. You do wonder what Adelaide can do to try and create more frequently at the moment. It seems like every time they're on the ball, they're immediately being closed down, and they're just not getting a great deal of easy possession anywhere on the pitch at the moment. A giveaway of possession here, though, could be their avenue. Dorber, edge of the box, surrounded by City defenders, though. Healy not able to help out in the nick of time as McKenna clears. You could hear the displeasure of Michael Matriciani, though, at the fact that his team did cough up the ball, but they've been able to make amends, and now they have possession down at right back. They're certainly not an infallible team, this Melbourne City side. They've been their own worst enemy, conceding goals and coughing up mistakes. But with a 2-goal buffer here, it's almost like they've got a safety net to play with. You wouldn't know that's the coach whose team is 2-0 in front, though. Michael Matriciani not looking best pleased with that last phase of play. Only half an hour into the game. Plenty of time for Adelaide to work their way back into it. Albeit from a very difficult deficit. That pass pushed a little wide, so Adelaide will take over. Leon. Healy. Able to get a touch, but Melbourne City, such trust in each other. Holmes comes in, wins the ball back. Healy now, it's a bit helter-skelter. Just never brought the ball under her control. The clearance doesn't find the safety of the line, though. Tolland pushes it on. Oh, and Holmes. Did she keep it in? Yes, she did. Holmes. Leon. Adelaide getting numbers forward. And the ball goes behind for a corner. Dorber with a bit of applause in the middle. You can see Adelaide willing to take some risks there. They committed a few more players than usual forward that we've seen so far today. And that's maybe what it's going to take to try and get back into this game. Third corner, and their first two corners have both looked menacing. Can they turn it into a goal? Condon is taking the corners from both sides. Left foot and right foot. Into the near post, it bounces, and now Healy saved away. Up goes McNamara, and Tonkin gets it over the line. Adelaide are back in business. And the set-piece threat is realised for Adelaide United. They created a bit of chaos here. Perhaps should have been cleared immediately by Vlanich. Mires down to make a good save, and then stooping in for the header, and ultimately a little toe poke from Ella Tonkin. That was enough to get it over the line. McNamara's got to get a lot of credit for how she attacked the ball in the air there too. And ultimately, it's Ella Tonkin, the centre-back, with just her third career goal, and yet two of them have come in the month of March. She scored away in Wellington a couple of weeks ago. Now, her second of the campaign comes at control cyber pitch, and it's game right back on. And this Adelaide team, who haven't stopped playing, who haven't stopped believing just because they fell 2-0 down, have shown us what they can do. And the chaos of set-piece defence was writ large there. And you'd have to say the reason they won that set piece is because they were willing to just dare a little bit, send a few extra players forward to try and win themselves a set piece and a corner kick. And indeed, it has led to a goal. And Emily Condon needs a lot of credit too. She's taking the corners from both sides, right foot and left foot. You've got to be a great technician to do that. Healy. It's Adelaide with a bit of adrenaline pumping here. Can they make it two in quick succession? They would have seen the men's team on Friday night against MacArthur go 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes, only to lead 3-2 by half time. Maybe it's just one of those weekends. Mires happy to wait, insist that Dorber come and press up. Bouncing clearance, McNamara, it's Route 1 football. And the goal scorer, Tonkin, clears away. Here's another look at the rain continuing to fall, and Nano Sasaki, did she commit a handball in there? Well, the referee let it slide. Sasaki kept her arms out of the way. Healy, Dorber, a hurried pass, straight to Stott. McNamara. Not able to bring a teammate into the equation. Hodgson. Oh, scuffed pass that sits up kindly for Davidson. Hughes, Bosch. Bosch from a standing start. Here's Dorber. Chelsea Dorber now. knocks the ball on, appeals for offside. It's a moot point. Otto got back to nick the ball away from Aaron Healy. Mirez. McKenna. 10 minutes of regulation to go in the first half. The game is delivered so far. First against third, 18-game unbeaten streak against 11 games unbeaten. And it's already given us goals. Melbourne City want to restore their 2-goal buffer. Apostolakis. McNamara. Hughes. Tight network of short passes from Melbourne City. Now out to space. Bosch. Waiting to unleash that burst of acceleration. Gets the better of Tonkin. Got the better of herself. Ran out of space against the byline. You knew it was coming, and even when you know it's coming, it can be hard to stop. Lourdes Bosch, such an explosive player. Just waited and waited to unleash that quick step and was able to put a bit of distance between her and Tonkin. Dorba around the corner. It's all Melbourne City. Otto. Vlanic. Otto, good control of the ball. McNamara. Holly McNamara goes to work. Breaks wide on the left. Oh, Matilda McNamara went to ground early. And Holly Mac then lost her feet. The end result's a corner. And again, Adelaide United, they have skirted the realm of a penalty, giving one away during this game. Matilda McNamara went to ground very early there. Dare I suggest a little bit of Lucas Neal, Fabio Grosso about that. Anyway, the result's a corner. If only that was the result in 2006. Alexia Apostolakis has taken one corner already from this side of the pitch today. And it's allowed to bounce through the box. You saw Holmes there was the closest to the ball and ultimately missed it, and missed it in a way that ended up being advantageous to Adelaide as it rolls out for a goal kick. Aaron Healy. Well, you see Matilda McNamara not subtle there, suggesting there was an elbow swinging in the penalty area. Healy's looking a little bit winded. Jenkins. Otto against Dorba. Happy to roll back and look for a pass, and Davidson made ground very nicely. Next ball all important though. Davidson sets a task for Speckmeyer, and Tolland cuts off the angle. Holmes and then Hodgson. Pass gives possession straight back though. McNamara, Davidson. Bosch. Now Apostolakis. Lourdes Bosch, one assist already today. And tied up by Hodgson on that occasion, not allowed to advance. Apostolakis cuts it across. Oh, there's a bit of byplay at the back post there. You saw number 17 shirt of Zoe Tolland go sprawling after taking on Mariana Speckmeyer, but at the near post, the ball was being put behind for another corner kick. Ticking down towards the final 5 minutes of regulation in this first half. Adelaide have had to do a lot of defending, and all kinds of defending. Open play, defending from the middle, from the wings, from set pieces. And there have been quite a few corners that they've had to set up and defend. Yet another one on the way here. Vlanic, high and looping, and it's off the head of Lucia Leon. Third goal hits the back of the net for Melbourne City. And the corner of TJ Vlanic caused chaos, and it looks like it'll go down as an Adelaide United own goal. It's Lucia Leon, the luckless player, who got the final touch. And a 2-goal buffer is restored for the home side. disappointment for the Adelaide United defence. Well, the ground announcer's given it to Laura Hughes. I don't think she was too close to that one. I suspect that it's the number 14 of Adelaide United, Lucia Leon, who will ultimately be credited with an own goal there. You've got to say TJ Vlanich's corner in not the most blustery winds, but just enough swirl proved difficult to handle. And Leon is going to be set to try and make amends straight away here. Breaking forward Leon into the box, up against Vlanich. And the cross, too close to the keeper. Held on to by Milena Mires. Well, the last two times these teams have played, there has been an own goal in the game. It was Tian McKenna at this very venue back in February of last year. And then when they met over in Adelaide, Rebecca Stott had an own goal, and so did Chelsea Dorber. And now Melbourne City, they're not done. They want 4 before half-time. Jenkins clearing in the nick of time. Lucia Leon.
Think about the seconds. Think about your seconds.
Sideline and the fourth official, you could hear the discussion going on with Caitlin Williams and Adrian Stenter about how long Milena Mires had held onto the ball for. So tensions are just starting to raise on the pitch and off. Maybe halftime is coming at a good time. Dorber leaves the ball. Leon stepping around Speckmeyer. Didn't have much on in terms of forward pass. Hughes. 2 minutes of regulation to go in what's been an enthralling first half. Melbourne City in control on the scoreboard, but Adelaide with a window of opportunity here. Dorber, Holmes, Hodgson. First time cross is just clipped into the box, headed away by Stott. Apostolakis. Otto trying to play out of the press. Vlanich, Melbourne City, been in this situation plenty of times through the course of the campaign, and they win themselves a throw here. Exhale. Adelaide sensing, though, the chance for a late burst. Try to get it back to 3-2. Make it a manageable gap for the second half. And Dorber's pass there, you saw Lucia Leon throwing her arms in the air in disappointment in the foreground. But they weren't able to make the most of a little opportunity there. Do not be deceived by this scoreline. It's still very much game on, you suspect. Adelaide have been creative all through the half. Melbourne City have just had execution when they've needed it. And let's give them credit. They've created a heap of chances too. Speckmeyer. There might be more right here. McKenna, Speckmeyer making an underlapping run. Great return pass. Speckmeyer cuts it across. And McNamara unable to apply the finishing touch with Ella Tonkin right there on her case. Here's another look. This was such a clever run from Speckmeyer. And McKenna's pass met her in stride. And then McNamara able to buy a deflection off Tonkin. 2 additional minutes to end the first half. We've had 4 goals in this first half, so you can understand why there's a couple of minutes that need to be played. The last corner led to a goal. Can Melbourne City repeat the dose right here? Short corner, Melbourne City mixing it up. Apostolakis uses the extra angle to bend it in. It sits up for Speckmeyer. Maybe didn't realise the ball had landed next to her. Stott takes on Healy. Still Stott, cutting it back. McNamara sweeps it to the edge of the 6-yard box. And it's cleared. Condon up against Hughes. Laura Hughes protecting the ball. Back to Meares. Stott advancing. Pass intercepted by Holmes. That could be vital. We're into the last minute of 2 additional at the end of the first half. Emily Condon now sees Lucia Leon. Only Healy ahead of the ball, but that's where the pass is going, and across comes Taylor Otto. And to the sideline she goes.
TJ, swap with Taylor. Quick, swap with Taylor. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. More pressure than that. Yes, TJ. Yes, TJ.
Healy. Leon is wide on the right. That's where the ball is going. Dorber in the middle, and the cross is headed away by Stott. Sasaki against Bosch. Only seconds left to play within the first half. Sasaki's pass picked off by Davidson. Now McKenna. And Holly McNamara starting a little deep to go chasing off after that one. Stoppage time will expire. How generous is the referee feeling at the end of the first half? Adelaide are on the attack. Whistle's not in the mouth just yet. One last chance perhaps for Adelaide. Holmes keeps it going forward. Healy turns onto her right side, shoots from distance, and no real juice behind it. And that will do. What a first half. Melbourne City, in pursuit of the all-time unbeaten record, have established a 3-1 lead in the game, and yet Adelaide United, you would not write them off by a long shot. It's been thoroughly entertaining, lots of attacking play, and you wouldn't know that it is 2 of the best defences in the league because they've both looked nervous at times when countering the attacking threats of the 2 different teams. Half-time, a controlled cyber pitch. It's Melbourne City 3, leading Adelaide United 1. So let's get into the first half highlights, of which there were many. And we start here with what was a very convincing penalty shout for Melbourne City. However, it was paid as a free kick outside the box. TJ Vlanic, free kick was parried, it sat up. 3 players all swinging their legs at the ball. The 4th official from the ground has told us that it's Lourdes Bosch, but looks like Holly McNamara to me. We'll get to the bottom of that eventually. Head office will have a say in that during the week. Here is a goal with no dispute, though. Lourdes Bosch playing it through for Holly McNamara. And a very nice assist and a good finish as well from McNamara to make it 2-0 to the home side. However, Adelaide would not go away. And in spite of falling 2-0 down away from home, their persistence here at this corner paid off. A leaping header from Matilda McNamara, and then Ella Tonkin out of a scrap, able to will it over the goal line, and that got it back to 2-1. You can see the rain was falling quite heavily at the time as well. Ella Tonkin's 2nd goal in 3 games, and 3rd of her Ninja A-League career. And then Melbourne City with a goal of their own, an unfortunate own goal for Lucia Leon. It's a pack of Adelaide players, probably 4 Adelaide players closest to the ball before any Melbourne City player, and yet an unfortunate header that just slid the wrong way in for an own goal. So here are the underlying numbers. Melbourne City controlling possession as you might expect, 4 shots on target to 2. Passing accuracy, pretty reasonable. There's a lot of pressure in the game though, perhaps reflecting Adelaide below 70% at the moment. It's going to be an intriguing second half. Right now though, it's Melbourne City 3, leading Adelaide United 1. Half-time at Control Cyber Pitch, where Melbourne City enjoy a 3-1 lead against Adelaide United. It would be taking them 5 clear at the top of the Ninja A-League. And speaking of the Ninja A-League, it's time to find out a little bit more about some of the players. This episode of Ninja Express is going to hone in on Western United's trio, Julia Sato, Sasha Grove and Grace Taranto.
Hey, I'm Julia Sato.
I'm Sasha Grove.
And I'm Adriana Taranto.
And this is Western United question airtime. If you won an all expenses paid 5-star trip to a resort, who would you take?
I would venture into the movie world. I want a movie character to come with me.
Oh, I was going to say like a family member, but okay.
Honestly, like Carl and Russell and Doug from Up. I know it's one person, but like, okay, Carl, the old man, because he's like a little grumpy, but like, show him the good things in life. Yeah. If you could switch bodies/lives for one day, who would it be and why?
Maybe like Rihanna.
Oh, that's good. What would you do?
That's mad.
What would you do?
I would sing all day. I wouldn't shut up.
I would, there'd be other probably things.
Would you give us another album?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Just be around for a day, make a whole album. Yeah. I don't know, I'd probably do something like that, like a singer or dancer or something. Yeah. Or like I want to swap with like Mel to see if like she like feels the same as me. Like, do you know what I mean?
I would like to switch bodies with, a dog.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
What dog? What dog?
Labrador. Just a big dog.
What's one thing you think every person should experience in their lifetime?
Like friendship, like
Oh, that's so
like
beautiful.
ours. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like obviously through football, you meet so many different people, and there's a lot of people who like again we've played for years, and like I feel like I've known you forever, but we've just met like
The connection.
this season.
Yeah.
So I think just finding like friends through football and life and what it can bring.
Slight deviation. I suppose it's like applicable to all the pale people out there, but just like not ever getting sunburnt, you know. It's the A-Leagues we play in the summer.
Great.
I'm doing well, but some of my
great.
people out there are getting sunburnt. But friendship too, yeah.
Mine would be going to Italy.
Oh yeah,
Go to Sicily. I think I'm a bit biased. I'm from Sicily, but it is.
Nah, you
dream.
gotta go. Best place
It
in the
is
world.
a dream, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think going
Love
there.
that,
have to do
Jules.
that in
Great
your
answer.
lifetime.
Right, scroll through your photos until the other says stop, and then tell us about the photo. Stop. She can't show this one either.
Nah, this is fine.
It's good.
This is
Are you gonna show us?
me
beautiful.
taking a photo of my partner Casey in
Show
Malta.
the-
Yeah, it's cute. We're in Valletta in Malta.
I'm a bit scared. Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
Stop.
Okay. Oh! Ha! Yes. Okay, this is like a baby photo.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is cute.
Is that you?
No, that's my little sister.
That's
Me. That's mum and that's my uncle.
you
So
look
my
like your mum
family's
bad.
dispersed around the globe. So this was us in Manchester. My uncle Paddy, he's a firefighter. So we went and saw his unit.
Fire truck.
And we went to his fire truck.
Alright, ready? Go.
Stop.
Ah, no way! I landed on this. That was my first field session with George.
You and George.
George will love it. Shout out, George, rebuild. My first field session coming back from my knee. Me and George took a photo. He's the best. The reason I'm playing football.
Thank you, George.
Thanks, George.
For giving us
Love ya.
age.
That's it. Well done. That was good. Good photos, girls. Cut. 1, 2, 3. Cut.
Not far away from the start of the second half of this Ninja A-League game. Melbourne City leading Adelaide United 3-1. Of course, there's a heap of great A-Leagues content across the Isuzu Ute A-League men's and the Ninja A-League women's. And here's where you can find out where to watch.
Hello, welcome to the Isuzu Ute A-League download. Am I talking about the right game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Dub Zone. A lot of big names have gone. A lot of leaders have gone.
Hello and welcome to Total A-Leagues.
I still think he's in the top couple of strikers in the league.
They employ that high press, which makes it extremely hard to play out of.
Welcome to the wall.
You know who it reminds me of? The Pringles logo.
I'm telling you, if you haven't seen the warm-up yet, you are missing out. You need to jump on the A-League YouTube channel and check it out. Our focus now turns right back to this Ninja A-League contest. At the start of the day, it was Adelaide United hoping to draw within a point of the top of the league. But given the scoreline, Melbourne City would be improving to 43 points from 19 played. Melbourne Victory, whose game this weekend has been postponed due to the extreme heat conditions in Sydney. They have 18 played and are on 38 points, so they would be 5 behind Melbourne City, and then Adelaide would be in third place on 36 points. So they'd be 7 off the top, but they would also be 7 ahead of Western United in fourth. And that situation, Western in fourth, can't change with the other game this weekend being Brisbane Roar taking on the Newcastle Jets, coming up at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time later tonight. Melbourne City coming back out onto the pitch. They enjoy a 3-1 lead. They're hoping to consolidate that and in doing so break the all-time undefeated streak in this competition. They are in a 4-way tie. Melbourne City has done this once before from inauguration in 2015 into 2016. You can see the weather's caught a few out here. And the other two teams that enjoy the streak are the Queensland Roar, the Brisbane Roar from 2008-09, and also Canberra United from season 11-12. And that was when the competition was a lot shorter, so all the other teams to have had the 18-game undefeated run did it over multiple seasons. Melbourne City already by some distance owning the longest unbeaten streak within a single season. And that was a record that they held previously too. They went the entire 2019-20 campaign unbeaten through 14 games. But in the present day, 45 minutes is what matters the most. And they can write themselves into the history books if they take care of business in these next 45 minutes. Holly McNamara, who scored in the first half, is going to take kickoff here to restart play at Control Cyber Pitch in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne on a cold and rainy day. You wouldn't know on a weekend where elsewhere a match was postponed due to extreme heat. We had a different game with 2 drinks breaks per half yesterday between Sydney FC and the Wellington Phoenix. And now we have players shivering down in Melbourne. That is the what the Ninja A-League can throw at you as we're back underway. And Melbourne City with an early foul and free kick here for Leah Davidson. Neither team has made a substitution at halftime. And Adelaide United, so their goalkeeper Claudia Jenkins comes out to deal with that long ball. If they can score next, there will still be plenty of belief that they can find a way back into the game. Lucia Leon, who unfortunately scored an own goal in the first half, trying to turn provider here at the start of the second, but that cross slides well wide of the intended target, Erin Healy, inside the penalty area. Just didn't strike it the way she would have hoped. It almost hit the ankle rather than the boot, and thus sailed out harmlessly in the end. Mirez with the clearance. Holly McNamara playing back to goal against Matilda McNamara, who won the ball away. And a free kick going Melbourne City's way. Rebecca Stott. Healy with a little push. And even though there was nothing too wrong with Hodgson's challenge, it was the push from Healy that was blown up.
Leah, wider. Wider, Leah.
Mirez inviting on the pressure again before clearing at the very last second. Across comes Zoe Tolland, playing it back to Jenkins. Otto up for the header. You can see the flags on the side of the pitch, still very much indicating that the wind is favouring the left of your screens. The end that Adelaide are now attacking in this second half. Apostolakis trying to step into the midfield, and Hodgson, with a bit of holding on there, gives away a free kick. Just wrapped up the arm and maybe a tangle of legs as well. Mirez's pass into a bit of a midfield congestion, and Holmes got the touch for Adelaide. Now Tolland. Lucia Leon blocked once. And Vlanich comes away with possession. Now Speckmeyer, ball over the top. McNamara chasing. And it runs down to Jenkins. Expect a very slick surface due to the amount of rain that the pitch has seen, both before the game and then during the first half. Jenkins, difficult pass to control for Healy, and ultimately headed out for a Melbourne City throw. McKenna takes possession. There's Melbourne City's remaining games. Of course, the rescheduled Brisbane Roar game, a trip to Wellington, a trip to Perth, so still plenty of frequent flyer points to be gained between now and finals. As we see Speckmeyer here, knock the ball on. McNamara sees Speckmeyer moving in the middle, but the pass can't reconnect. McNamara for Adelaide takes the ball away. Dorber back to Matilda McNamara now. Once again, looks up at her namesake in Holly, and Adelaide ultimately win the throw. Well, the referee's overruled.
Lex, not too much. Not too much. We don't have clear possession yet.
Speckmeyer. Clearance by Tonkin. Healy. Sasaki. Adelaide out into open space, and Hodgson not able to make ground. Arrived late to try and take on Apostolakis. Still has a throw to show for it. Healy back to Hodgson. Holmes. Tonkin's pass over the top. Headed by Apostolakis. Healy challenging Dorber. Cleared away by Otto. Again, defending from the front. Healy trying to trap the ball in, but can't do so this time. McNamara's pass just a little slick for Bosch. Hodgson takes the throw in, but the ball breaks centrally, and Melbourne City aren't able to take it away. Holmes. Sasaki. Underhit pass, intercepted by Speckmeyer. Oh, it deflects off the heels of McKenna. Maybe spent it before she had it. Leon trying to bustle through. Great show of strength here from Lucia Leon, but took on one player too many. Melbourne City had the numbers. Apostolakis got to be careful here. Hodgson able to make a play on the ball. It spills at the top of the box. Healy able to step around, stop and score. Excellent goal from Aaron Healy. And Adelaide, winning the ball high up the pitch, are back in business. It's Healy's 7th of the campaign, and 3-2 now the score. We did suggest at halftime that Adelaide went out of this by a long shot, and Hodgson needs all the credit for spilling possession initially. Holmes with the follow-up, and what a good finish from Healy, catching the inside of the post. And the American, who has drawn the attention of the Ireland national team due to her lineage, has scored again. And she takes another step up the Golden Boot leaderboard, currently being led by Emily Gilnick on 10 goals. She's now very much within range, having netted for the 7th time this season. And Adelaide United, there is a long, long way to go in this game. 3-2 now the score. I don't think you can walk away from this one. There's going to be more twists and turns to come. I can tell you it is now the equal highest aggregate score in a game between these two teams. The only other time there's been 5 in a game between these two sides was when Melbourne City won 5-0 a couple of seasons ago. Today, it's a much more balanced contest. And Healy sprays that pass. Did have Leon available over on the right side. Got to say, the game was drifting a little bit, but Melbourne City have been so vulnerable this season to teams pressing them, to giving away possession in a dangerous area on the pitch. And on that occasion, it was the left back, Hodgson, who just got forward at the right time and was able to spill the ball into a dangerous area. Apostolakis gets a chance to make amends here. Bosch. Able to squeeze it through midfield. Davidson, sweeping ball over to Speckmeyer on the left. Speckmeyer cuts onto the right. Deflected shot, it'll sit up, and it's cleared for a corner. Hodgson against Apostolakis. We've seen the duel at one end of the pitch. Now we see it down at the other, barely 2 minutes later. Speckmeyer there caught a big deflection, which took a lot of the sting out of the shot, but you see there it still hit the shins of Hodgson on its way out for a corner. Lots of corners in this game so far. Lots of set-piece defending for Adelaide to do. TJ Vlanich in front of the Adelaide subs, who are all, well, they were warming up. They're going to stop the warm-up here and watch as TJ Vlanich comes over to take this corner kick. Vlanich's corner. Skims off the pack of players. Stott herring after it. Out towards the opposite corner. Has Healy right there with her. Stott concedes a bit of ground with the back pass. The sun has broken out. Controls cyber pitch. Holmes trying for a slide rule ball. Couldn't quite set Dorber away. Only 11 minutes into the second half, and the score is back to 3-2 in favour of Melbourne City. I'm sure Adelaide will have a few allies today, mainly Melbourne Victory. They're still very much an invested party and trying to finish top of the league as well. I'm sure Victory would be willing to have the threat of Adelaide coming from underneath, challenging the top two, if it also meant that the carrot of top spot was a little bit more attainable. Pass here into the advantage of Hughes, but she can't knock it on. And keep it moving for McNamara. And clearance will find its way out and be a Melbourne City ball. Melbourne City crowd have recognised that the home team maybe needs a little bit of a G up, so they're starting to sing and drum and make a bit more noise. Speckmeyer. Tolland. Leon's done well to keep that ball in rather than simply cough up a throw. And now it's being contested in midfield. Davidson. Tolland again, round the corner. Off the head of Vlanich, it breaks into midfield. Stott pops it long. Tolland a third time in this phase of play. Holmes to Sasaki, and Sasaki is able to step away from McKenna. And now runners are breaking ahead of the ball. Hodgson the target. Able to take possession here, Emily Hodgson. Catches a deflection off Apostolakis, but it's not going to go out. The ball comes to a standstill. Hodgson conceding ground. Tonkin, centre back, swings across into the box, and it's sliced out for a throw-in. Ella Tonkin, whose goal in the first half had Adelaide get the score back to 2-1. Assistant coaches on the Melbourne City bench looking through their notes feverishly at the moment, perhaps deciding which substitution needs to be made. Here's Healy in the meantime. It's an up and under header. Clearance not away by any stretch. Sasaki off the midriff. And now a shot from Holmes. Sliced well wide. There were a few half-hearted shouts for a penalty for the contact on Emily Condon, who's just adjusting the shoe on the foot. Taylor Rotto there also a little slow to get back up. Was there much in it? Doesn't look like it. Right there. Well, Otto has swung the right foot through the ball, trying to clear the ball away. TJ Vlanich to take this throw in. Almost at the hour mark now of the game. Foul here. Leon apologising. Speckmeyer, the player, knocked over. Those two have duelled with each other throughout the day. Here's another look at the free kick. Mirez. Oh, gives the ball away. Sasaki. Can Adelaide capitalise? Healy sends it out to the left. Hodgson steers it back. Holmes was in a 1-on-2 and went tumbling out of the way. McNamara turned right into the challenge of Tonkin. Tonkin back out to Hodgson. And a crossfield ball which wasn't to the advantage of any of her teammates in the end. Vlanich. Speckmeyer. Now McKenna. McKenna's long ball. McNamara off and chasing. Holly McNamara. Bosch is making ground in the middle. McNamara bides her time. Waits for support to come from the left. Speckmeyer. Mariana Speckmeyer hits the byline and goes for the cutback. It's going to spin right across the line and eventually go out for a throw-in. So Adelaide avoid conceding a corner. Speckmeyer with 6 goals to her name this season takes the throw in. McNamara opens up the angle. Big swing at the ball from McKenna. McNamara, now Hughes. Bosch. Lourdes Bosch dancing on the ball. A bending shot blocked away by Tonkin. Desperate defending from Adelaide. And eventually they clear the penalty area. Melbourne City go again. Rebecca Stott. Allowed to drift with the ball, defers, McKenna, and a pitch wedge in the end that just loops out harmlessly. And it looks as though we are going to see activity on the sidelines. Carly Rossbacken is coming on, and this is going to be a straight swap with TJ Vlanich. And Vlanich, appearance number 104 of her career, comes to an end. Of course, played a vital role in the opening goal of the game when her free kick was parried and sat up on the goal line to be tapped in. Ross Backen's a very different profile of left back to Vlanic, though. And TJ Vlanic comes off after 62 minutes in this one, the first of either team to make a change. Adelaide, risky strategy playing out from the back. Hodgson decided to put an end to that from deep in the corner. And the ball is vaulted down the other end. Mirez. First touch for Ross Backen coming off the bench. Tumbling on towards Holly McNamara. Matilda McNamara went to ground and knocked the ball out for a Melbourne City throw. Taken quickly. Speckmeyer shoulder to shoulder against Tolland. And now turns and faces. Mariana Speckmeyer. Darting one way and the other. Back onto her right foot. Whips it in. Headed away by Tonkin. And then Lucia Leon volleys on. Kostelakis back to Otto. Rebecca Stott. Sends the ball out to the left. Speckmeyer. 1-2 with Ross Backen. Speckmeyer plays the ball to McKenna. Assessing the options back to goal. Deflects out to Ross Backen. Now at the top of the box. Davidson was shaping to shoot, but the ball knocked away. It lands with Bosch. Davidson another chance. Lifting a pass. Headed by Tonkin. And now an aerial back and forth. It's not away. Bosch, McNamara, and City have a fourth. Holly McNamara in the right place at the right time. Nestles it in the net. And no matter how Adelaide chase, Melbourne City have kept their noses out in front, and the 2-goal buffer is once again restored. There was a bit of chaotic defending, an aerial back and forth, and that header from Tolland just invited the pressure on that little bit more, and a first-time strike from McNamara. When you're hot, you're hot, and that one has nestled inside the post. Holly McNamara makes it Melbourne City 4, Adelaide United 2. And so it's a double for Holly McNamara today. We're giving Lourdes Bosch the first goal of the game, so it's not a third career hat-trick, but depending on how many more minutes she has in the legs, don't rule it out. And Adelaide, for all their hard work, are again chasing from 2 behind in this game. Free kick here, given away by McNamara for a foul on Chelsea Dorber. What a season Holly McNamara is having. Assuming she doesn't get credit for the first goal today, that'll be 9 for the season now. And just 1 behind Emily Gilnick in the Golden Boot race. 9 in 13. Holmes. Tonkin's header. It sits up. Dorber. Can Adelaide fashion a shot? Healy had Davidson right on her case. And as the ball rolls down to the corner, Melbourne City are going to win a goal kick. Michael Matriciani showing his appreciation, and still 25 minutes or 24 minutes now with regulation time to go. There's a lot that can happen, and we did see this on Friday night. Canberra United took the lead against Western United 3 times, only for Western United to have the final say and come from behind to win 4-3. If Adelaide can just persist, if they score the next one, if they get it back to 4-3, send a message to Melbourne City that they will not go away under any circumstances. You just never know. If it goes the other way, if it's Melbourne City 5-2, that might be breaking point for the visiting team, and it might be coming in short order here. McNamara, well, totally mishit that pass. Instead of finding Bosch, it finds the Adelaide dugout. There's the shot count. Melbourne City well in front. There are the remaining games for Adelaide United. It's going to be a vital game, the trip to Melbourne to play Melbourne Victory. That may well decide who ends up in the top 2. We've got a number of teams there that are still battling for their own lives in the top 6. Brisbane Roar, Western United. Those could be make or break games as to whether or not they make the top 6 at all. So Adelaide still yet to turn to their bench. Their subs today, Sarah Morgan, a midfielder, Tiana Karambassis, a defender that can play in midfield. Izzy Hodgson, the long-term injured captain who can play either as a forward or as a fullback. And Sian Dewey, a central midfielder. Will Adelaide act, or are they happy with the 11 they've got out there to keep persisting? Lucia Leon breaks wide to the right. Tries to find a way past 2 defenders, but Ross Backen blocks it out for a throw. Leon wasting no time. Healy trying to roll Otto and then went for the near impossible on such an acute angle, ultimately putting it out for a goal kick. You can see the wind has picked up a bit as well, and Adelaide do have it at their backs. Mirez. Shallow goal kick. Sasaki knew exactly where to run. Holmes can't pull off the return pass, but Sasaki's back in to win the ball again. Here's Healy. Healy, neat sidestep, cuts it to Dorber. And Dorber, well, shooting it straight at the keeper. It was a good little sidestep initially, and then Dorber, who hasn't been in too many shooting positions today, couldn't resist the opportunity, but ultimately didn't strike it with the direction that could really trouble Milena Mirez in goal. Healy again. Aaron Healy to the edge of the box. Leon, first time cross. Up and under header though. No real direction on it from Condon. So Adelaide having a better couple of minutes here as we tick into the final 20 of normal time. You can see the wind is as strong as it's been all game. The rain may have stopped, but the wind has really picked right up. And there's going to be first activity on the Adelaide bench as we see 2 midfielders coming on, so fresh legs. Nanako Sasaki makes way, and Sian Dewey, the 17-year-old, comes on. And it's also going to be Sarah Morgan coming on here. And Aaron Healy, who we did see look a little bit winded after an incident at a set piece in the first half, comes off here. Did score Adelaide's second goal, but this is different from Adelaide. So they've brought on 2 midfielders and taken off Aaron Healy. Exactly who slots in where in a bit of a formation change will be intriguing to see. Look at the press and how Melbourne City are going to be hurried here. Something they would have prepared for though. And Apostolakis is going to break away with the ball. Alexia Apostolakis runs straight into the challenge of Dewey. First involvement off the bench for her. And now Tolland, able to skip past the challenge of Bosch. Still going Zoe Tolland. Sends it out to the right. Holmes, and a corner kick. And again, the wind is howling at the moment, so a good time to have an attacking set piece for Adelaide United. And it looks as though Holmes has been pushed forward as a result of the array of positional changes that have met that double sub for Adelaide. Look at the corner flag. It's being pushed almost to 45 degrees by the strength of the wind. So delivery all important here from the corner kick. Holmes slips on the corner, headed away by Ross Backen. back out for another corner. So take 2 for Adelaide. And it won't be Holmes to take the corner at the second time of asking. Emily Condon will go back and look to strike this one with her left foot. Here's Condon's corner. Swinging into the near post. It falls. Tonkin towards goal. Dorber was there. Now Holmes trying to loop it on. A header from Tolland. Zoe Tolland has got Adelaide back in the game with her very first Ninja A-League goal. And with plenty of time on the clock, Adelaide will not lay down in this one. It was more corner kick chaos. A couple of players had a nibble and a swing at the ball. Holmes looped it up, and Tolland around the corner with that header, breaking through the hands of Milena Mires. And Zoe Tolland, who hadn't scored since the NPL South Australia Grand Final, has now broken through in the National League. She finds the back of the net for the first time in career game number 42. Melbourne City, no, this is not over by a long shot. They are being made to work for it today. If they want the record, if they want 19 unbeaten, maybe they will need to score a 5th. And for now, they still enjoy the lead.
Come on, Adrian.
Speckmeyer. Melbourne City, can they reassert their authority right from kickoff? Hughes. McNamara goes to ground in the penalty area. I think it's just a cramp. She's stretching as the ball is live in play. Now cross comes in. McNamara's back up, trying to take control of the ball. Here's Hughes, a sliced shot, and Jenkins holds. And McNamara, indeed, is it a cramp? Is it a little bit more? She's down, and maybe the trainer is going to be on the way. Yep, the trainer is running out, and Holly McNamara is stretching in the meantime. Double change coming for Melbourne City, so maybe that'll be Holly McNamara's number up. Briley Henry and Shelby McMahon are the two players about to come on. Here's another look at Holly McNamara's goal. This made it 4-2, and again kept Melbourne City out in front in the game. And just sweeping the right foot through the ball, right place, right time, and a very nice finish. So Holly McNamara's number is up, and Letitia McKenna will be making way as well as part of a double change here for Melbourne City. So McKenna and McNamara off, and it's Shelby McMahon, the 16-year-old, who comes on, and Briley Henry, the hero from Melbourne City's win against Sydney FC, who also enters the game. Henry, 1 goal this season. It broke a very long goalless drought. And with 14 minutes to go, Adelaide's pursuit of an equaliser continues. Jenkins. Dorber. Morgan round the corner. Hodgson bursting after the ball, but Apostolakis has possession. Back to Mires. Immediately, Speckmeyer able to win the ball away and roll it on, potentially for Bosch, but just to the advantage of the goalkeeper. Claudia Jenkins has had a very busy day. Showed a bit of the ball to Speckmeyer there, but was able to run up and boot it away in the nick of time. But Thus, not really any direction on the clearance.
Calm, City. Nothing changes.
Michael Matriciani down on his haunches, watching on. Again, Mires loves to invite the press on and then clear at the very last second. We're going to see a foul in midfield here. Matilda McNamara, the player giving away the free kick to Speckmeyer. He's been on the end of quite a bit of physical attention today. Adelaide scoring 3 goals today. It's the first time Melbourne City have conceded 3 in a match for the first time in more than a year. February the 4th of 2024, Melbourne City lost 3-1 away at Canberra United. That's the last time they conceded 3 in a game. It was 3-1 that day. Well, today, they've got 4 of their own to show for it. They've still got their noses in front. Here's Davidson, breaking central. And the run comes to an end. Adelaide just trying to get a boot in. Dorber sweeping it away. Ross back in to take the throw. Back pass slightly deflected, but possession will work its way back to Mires, and this time quick to clear. Apostolakis. Bosch knew where to run. Got held up though. Tonkin volleying on. Next ball, all important. Hodgson, can she protect it here? Oh, Bosch willed herself onto the ball, and that's good play by Lourdes Bosch. And now breaking away, trying to turn defence into attack, but can't find a teammate with the pass. Holmes bowled over, and the referee does blow the whistle. Free kick Adelaide. Mid-range free kick here. And it was Taylor Otto who was just a bit late. Over Dylan Holmes. And with the wind at their backs, anything's possible here. Even a free kick from this distance could become very dangerous on one bounce, especially if players run under the ball, misjudging it in the wind. As we tick into the final 10 minutes of regulation, Holmes is going to push it over to the right side. Leon skimming on. Condon can't step around. Davidson, all important. Won the ball away, and that was vital for City. Now Speckmeyer from the defensive half. It hits the heels of Briley Henry and sits up kindly for Adelaide to regain possession. Tolan's long ball. Dorber able to turn onto her right side. Sliced clearance. It's going to have a bit of backspin on it, taking it towards the line. Ross back and concedes a throw rather than a corner. Dorber. Lucia Leon. Half volleyed away by Otto. Shanjui. The battle of the youngsters. Shelby McMahon wins out. Henry happy to go back to Otto. And now Stott. Adelaide still full of running. Trying to press, trying to force one more misplaced pass. Bosch here. And Stott. Apostolakis. And now Adelaide do get the ball back. Condon. Great sidestep from Emily Condon. Still plenty of defenders to deal with. Rolls it back to Toland. That's the voice of Melissa Barbieri, the assistant coach and #2 goalkeeper there, shouting, "Be hard to beat" from the sidelines. And Melbourne City proving exactly that, because Adelaide couldn't pass through them there. And now they have the ball. McMahon, Henry, Briley Henry, Sarah Morgan applying a bit of physical pressure. And City having to go backwards And they've given the ball away. Dorber, McNamara, Sarah Morgan, Chelsea Dorber from wide. Both teams shouting for handball, but Adelaide keep possession. The centre-back, McNamara, moonlighting over on the left wing. And then rolls it out in front of Holmes. The back pass from Hughes. Apostolakis closed down. And as the ball deflects out, Adelaide will turn to the bench. And it is a first appearance of the season for the captain, Izzy Hodgson. And she's coming on for Matilda McNamara here. So Hodgson, who's been battling a foot injury for the entirety of the season, her rehab ends right here. Can she be the catalyst to come on and lift Adelaide back to an equalising goal here? And Adelaide have been daring today. They've not been afraid to change positions, potentially change the shape of the team. And they take up a centre-back here for Izzy Hodgson, who normally plays as a wide player or as a forward. Looks like Zoe Tolland has gone into centre-back now with McNamara coming off. Here's Lucia Leon. Dewey. Tolland. Looks like Adelaide have gone to a back three with Tolland, Tonkin and Hodgson. And now Jenkins being lured out of her line, had to win the header. Speckmeyer nods it down. Goalkeeper still off her line, but Sarah Morgan took possession of the ball, and Adelaide now are going to think about attacking rather than scrambling back in defence. Condon's pass intercepted by Apostolakis. McMahon hustled off the ball. Morgan can't find a way past McMahon, who goes and recovers possession. Stott. Tonkin plays it back to Jenkins. Of course, even a draw, Melbourne City would still get the unbeaten record, but it could be so important for Melbourne Victory's title hopes if Adelaide can grab an equaliser here. It would perhaps be a bittersweet feeling for Melbourne City if they draw, because they would get the record, but they would allow the door to be left ajar for Melbourne Victory to close the gap to them at the top of the league. Here goes Bosch. Bosch, and headed away at the near post. Tolland vital. The ball takes a big deflection. Bosch gets another chance. Can she pick out a teammate? Hurdles past Dorber, and Speckmeyer attempting a volley. The ball was pretty hard to reach, and it seems as though it will be an Adelaide ball. Jenkins, the ball skims on, but Rebecca Stott standing tall. Hughes. Bosch round the corner. McMahon. Henry pops it into the midfield, and Condon will take over for Adelaide. Morgan, well, caught from the blind side by Speckmeyer. The clock is starting to become Melbourne City's friend. Adelaide can't afford to waste possession now. They're only going to have so many more opportunities to try and fashion a chance at an equalising goal. Hodgson, Emily Hodgson that is, to Dorber. And now Morgan, deflected pass. McMahon. It's a real midfield battle at the moment. Melbourne City have had the answers in these exchanges here. Otto. Hughes. Now Henry. Riley Henry found Rossbacken, and now Hughes. Melbourne City keeping the ball. It's a drifting pass into midfield though. Holmes, Condon, Emily Condon can't get the return ball to Holmes. City defensive numbers converged, and Rebecca Stott came away with the ball. And now the counter-attack might be on. McMahon has got Bosch breaking into space in an acre of space on the right. McMahon eventually plays the pass, and Bosch can go into the box. Lourdes Bosch blocked away by Morgan. Here's the follow-up from Apostolakis. McMahon. Now Hughes. Passed it straight into Dewey. Stott driving a long ball. Speckmeyer brings it down. McMahon lays it out to Briley Henry. Is this City's chance to put a full stop on proceedings? Henry, Davidson, Speckmeyer goes to ground. And then Speckmeyer attempting to win the ball. Kicked Hodgson, and that was enough for a foul. We're going to see more activity on the bench. Anna Policina is coming on, as is Tiana Karambassis. Lourdes Bosch, looks like her number is up. Emily Condon leaves the game. 88.5 minutes of hard work for her. And on comes Karambassis. And Lourdes Bosch. What a game from her. She leaves the pitch, and we're hoping that this is it. Teammates can close it out. Just a minute plus stoppage to go from here. Adelaide have got to act. Flicked on by Dorba, and Mires will be first to the ball. And we'll hold on here. The amount of stoppage time will be all important. Melbourne City, it's not just about the unbeaten streak. It's now about making sure they hold on to all 3 points. And don't leave the door ajar for Melbourne Victory to catch them with their games in hand. Dorba. McMahon's pass. Dorba can't connect the 1-2. Through comes Apostolakis. Karambassis takes the throw. And well, new sub into the game. Perhaps not getting a great read on just how windy it is. 5 additional minutes for Melbourne City to try and hold out here. A win that would take them 5 points clear of Melbourne Victory. Victory with a game in hand. And 7 points ahead of Adelaide from the same number of games played. McMahon wins the throw for City. You can hear the fans on the outer getting into it, having their voices heard.
Let's go! Let's get the energy up! Two touch rhythm! It's against the wind, lads! Let's keep it moving! Two touch rhythm!
Policina, first touch off the bench. And the ball goes out. Karambassis. Up and under header from Holmes. Lucia Leon brings the ball to ground. 3 defenders to deal with. The ball spills. Tolland goes for distance, and well, Mires, rather than watch it bounce out, is happy to take the ball. Melena Mires with a long clearance, even into the wind, getting plenty of distance. Ball knocked down. Morgan and Tonkin combine. And sliced away. Adelaide throw in their attacking half. Well, it's multi-ball here. Policina's going to kick that second ball out. Speckmeyer boots it long. Jenkins has been lured out of the penalty area, head first. Gets the header away. You can see the power of the wind knocking the ball on. Hughes. Henry. Turns into the challenge of Emily Hodgson. Now Dorber. Holmes puts her head down and tries to go to battle here with Apostolakis, and the youngster Apostolakis has done very well to win a foul. You see there, Holmes was trying to outrun Apostolakis, but the Melbourne City defender had position, and ultimately a pretty easy decision for the referee to pay the foul. City taking every second they can. Ball is going to tumble on. Karen Bassis, the last defender back for Adelaide. Played it into danger. Ross back in. Oh, the pass just exploded off the boot. And so Jenkins has the ball. Almost 3 minutes of stoppage expired. Second ball all important here. City win possession back. Davidson, Henry. That appeared to catch a deflection, so Toland will keep it in. Dewey. And hits the right sideline. Melbourne City will slow everything down once again. The clock is Melbourne City's friend. Adelaide, can they create one more chance? Right now, Melbourne City driving the ball down into attack. Tonkin, Jenkins. Off the head of Ross Backen, Dorber. Here's Lucia Leon. Slides it out to the right, Izzy Hodgson. Karen Bassis, the subs linking up. Leon twisting out to the right. Delivery all important here. Lucia Leon puts it into the box. Powerful defensive header away. And that ball is going to roll harmlessly out for a goal kick. We're into the final minutes. Was that Adelaide's chance? Or can they create one more? Lucia Leon has got through so much work today. Just couldn't find a teammate with the cross. Mirez boots the ball, not quite to halfway. Adelaide have got to go. Only 30 seconds left to play with. Karen Bassis has done well. Slides it through the right channel. Can Holmes run it down? She can't. And if Melbourne City manage this right, the 5 additional minutes will expire before Adelaide even get a chance to touch the ball. Melena Mirez is not going to play this one short. She's going to wave her teammates out, take all the time she needs. And it's all on the generosity of the referee from here. 5 additional minutes is up. Adelaide throw. Karen Bassis. Everything has to go right for them from here. Flick header by Leon. Izzy Hodgson stuck behind Stott. The clearance. Henry into a midfield battle. And there's the full-time whistle. It's history for Melbourne City. They break the all-time unbeaten record in the A-League Women's. 19 without defeat in the Ninja A-League. And they break clear at the top of the competition once again. Adelaide gave us a great game today, but ultimately chasing the match, it is Melbourne City who kept their noses in front for the entire game and leave victorious. They go 5 points clear of Melbourne Victory, who have a game in hand, and 7 clear of Adelaide from the same number of games played. Adelaide will be hoping that maybe the next time they see Melbourne City will be in a grand final. Melbourne City will be hoping that this little piece of history that they have carved out for themselves today will be followed by trophies. Holly McNamara was vital. She found the back of the net twice and is now right back at the pointy end of the Golden Boot conversation. And Adelaide will have lost no fans today. They will go to a stand-alone fixture at Coopers Stadium against Brisbane Roar next Sunday. What will be a real blockbuster game as they try to chase Melbourne Victory for second. Melbourne City's focus turns to the Champions League. All over at Control Cyber Pitch, Melbourne City 4, Adelaide United 3. Let's go into the highlights. What a sensational game this was.